Hey guys, welcome.
Yo, yo.
What's happening, guys?
Yo, oops, sorry, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, guys, great. Another episode. We got Mr. David Rust, our podcast guest with us.
Woo! Welcome.
Yes. Okay, cool. So, yeah, let's get started. We got quite a few people here already. We got some comments going on.
So easy on me.
Yeah. You actually shouldn't tell people to go easy on you, because it'll kind of have the opposite effect, doesn't it?
Mate, I've grew up with ginger hair. I'm used to it, man. Don't worry.
Yeah. So yes, Anton, how's it going? Yeah, we're all good, dudes. Yeah. Oh, that's good, really good shout as well. Getting David to play for us when the events start back up again, which
hopefully sooner rather than later, man.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, don't want to be
busting to get back in the clubs, eh, guys?
Yeah. No sound here. Yeah.
Only one person said that. How was the sound, guys? You know, if there's any problems with the sound, if you can't hear anyone, then give us a comment. We look into it.
That comment is actually coming from YouTube. So if you could. Yeah, I was going to say, if you can hear us, but if you're saying there's no sound, you can't hear us. Yeah, there's nothing I can really say, because you're not going to hear me. So, yeah, all right. This is the first time we're actually going out on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So if there's any issues, we're just going to have to kind of look into that. And I don't know, I hope that kind of resolves itself. There's nothing much we can do about that right now.
Yeah, teething problems, man.
Yeah, exactly. So yes,
we'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're still learning, still trying to grasp everything ourselves. So, Mr. Nutty T, how's it going, mate? John, yes, how's it going, brother? Who else we got with us? Okay, guys, there's if it comes up Facebook user, it just means you haven't clicked the link in the comment above. So make sure you do that, and then we get permission to pop your name on the screen as well when you're commenting. So yes, Lloyd absolutely religiously follows us, so he's back for another one. And yeah, sure, yeah, you're definitely going to get at least one crazy question off Sean. So
bring it on, man.
Yeah. All right, cool. USA in the house. Yes, Joey. Nice to be going with me.
Brilliant.
Don't you know what I mean? And we go easy on every. Yeah, but yeah, you don't, dude. You don't. But we love it. We love the banter. It wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, 100%. That's what it's all about, mate. That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
At least it sounds okay on Facebook, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sounding. Yeah, if anyone else, I was going to say, if anyone else is tuned in on Facebook and they can't hear, let us know. But they can't even say that.
No, I think it's okay, man. I think it's sweet.
That's cool. That's a real catch-22, though, isn't it? I don't know what
it really is.
Yeah. No, because when you go live, you feel as if you're kind of just in the hands of the gods, basically. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing you can really do, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, without a doubt. Oh, we got our first ever Twitch viewer. I'm watching on both. Sounds tidy here. All right, amazing. That's good. Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Hopefully it's just yeah, hopefully that'll sort itself out. Yes, JP, how's it going, brother?
Jay, what's happening, my man?
Yeah. And Sean, yes, you did. So basically, Sean has been asking all our guests exactly the same question for the same several episodes. So
okay.
Hopefully he's got a new. You'll probably get the old one as well, but hopefully he's got a new. So sweet. All right, all three sounding good. Excellent. That's what we want here. All right,
that's really good.
Awesome. Awesome.
Nothing wrong with the sound on YouTube. All right, wicked. Cool.
Must just be that one guy then.
Yeah. Have you got a bad throat? No, I don't think so. Hopefully not. No. I'll have a knock on the door now from the bloody COVID patrol.
No, mate, self-isolate.
Yeah, no, I'm all good, honestly. I don't need anything. So.
Okay, the new Scottish accent there.
All right, guys. So I'm hoping. So first of all, what do you think of the new? We got new artwork for the HDUK Xtra. We got, as you've probably seen, we got the new kind of layout for the live stream. We got the nice little countdown. So let us know what you think, guys. Let us know what you think of the new look. Let us know what you think of the latest podcast episode with your guy, Mr. David Rust. Absolutely smashed it with his guest mix. Interview was awesome as well. Really loved the interview. So yeah, obviously this is all about you guys having your chance to put your own questions to him. So make sure you let us know anything you want to ask him. Literally, you can ask anything you like. So we'll give you a few moments. What's that?
No limits, no boundaries. Ask away.
That's what this is all about. So yeah, get those,
no boundaries.
Get those questions in, Mr. Nutty T. Loving the layout. Good stuff, brother.
Oh, thanks, man. That's good.
New visual as a whole is great. Yeah, definitely. I think we felt that we kind of had the podcast looking sharp, but then we were kind of letting the side down a little bit with this. So we'd step our game up and yeah, get it all looking a little bit more pro and. There we go. Looks more professional. So
it definitely does. It looks class, man. I must say, it looks great.
Yeah, job done. So good stuff. All right, cool. So while we're love the countdown of the background. Excellent, good stuff. All right, cool. Good steps forward, guys. All right. Well, I guess while we're waiting for people's questions, yeah. So, Mr. Rust,
yes.
Great to have you on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, man. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, and we did our little bit of research. Like we always have a little look into what our guests have been up to and stuff before they come on the show.
Yeah.
It seems like you really jumped on the multi-genre thing at like the perfect time. And it seems to be a thing now that like so many a lot of the UK hardcore guys they kind of mixing up the hard style with the hardcore and vice versa, and you've got trance people like trance DJs dropping hardstyle tracks at the end of their sets and
guilty, man, guilty.
Yeah, exactly.
It just works for me personally, man. I just feel as if it's like I don't know, like just that full hour of trance just doesn't cut it for me at all, man. Like it has to just get harder and harder and harder and harder as it goes. Then by the end, it's just like absolutely nuts.
Do you have a kind of do you have a format, or does it change for every sort of set you play?
It changes for every set. It just really depends what music I've got available for that time, if you know what I mean. Like how many tracks I've got. Like for tech trance, for techno, I would take stuff from everything, man. I would take stuff from, as I said there, techno, trance, tech trance, hardstyle, everything pretty much. Everything is banging to me personally.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've always been quite conscious of wanting to cover like as many bases as we can with the podcast, but like you pointed out, it does come down to what music is available that month.
Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes we'll have to ditch a genre because we just don't feel like there's anything worth kind of playing for that particular month, but then the next month it could be the other way around. So yeah,
definitely. I felt a little bit concerned that my mix wasn't going to be hard enough because it was obviously a producer set, and my stuff is probably more starting off in the trance spectrum, kind of with a lot of hardstyle influence, because it's like 140 BPM. So I thought to myself, oh, this isn't going to be hard enough, but it seems to be really well received, which is good.
Yeah, and it's certainly tough enough, isn't it? And that's the main thing. And the good thing with HD is hard dance, so it's we can cover the whole spectrum of hard music. And no, it was a great mix.
Yeah, when we last had a look as well, the initial plays were awesome. So. Yeah, it's done really well. In the first week, the plays were really high. So
awesome, man. Hopefully it continues.
I'm sure it will, without a doubt. I'm sure it will.
I've got a question off the back of playing multi-genre stuff. When you're dropping hardstyle at the end of the sets, and they're primarily trance events.
Mm-hmm.
What how are the crowd receiving that?
See, to be honest, man,
do they know it's hardstyle, or do they just think, wow, what the hell is this?
Well, I'm a bit wary of like how hard I go in some places. Like for example, if I was to do something like Luminosity, like I think I played one hardstyle track there, and that was on the main stage just to test the water, and it went down really well. But I don't think I would go like. I still played that track about maybe 143, 144 BPM, but with my own sets in certain places, I'll go up to maybe like 157. Do you know what I mean? Like if I couldn't do that at an old trance festival, like it just wouldn't go down well at all, man. It just wouldn't go down. The trance purists would be onto me, like they'd be onto me, man. So yeah, it just depends. I normally do that when it's my own shows. So it's my own shows. It's mostly kind of like Northern Ireland, the UK, like when I'll do my own kind of headline shows, and that's where I'll do that style where I'll start off with my own stuff and then I'll bridge the gap into the kind of harder stuff towards the end.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, you know, same for me. Like, you know, I'll mix it up and play different genres, and it really depends on the crowd. You know,
definitely, 100%, mate. That's the whole part of being a DJ, man. Like, it's just like playing to the crowd. Do you know what I mean? It's like
exactly. All right, cool. So what do we got? I think we got our first question here. How many tracks have you produced since the pandemic kicked in, and will we see more releases from you soon?
Yes, I've got loads of stuff sitting there, man. I've got about 6 finished tracks, and I've got another 2 in the process. But I'm just constantly, honestly, I've never been so inspired, man. It's nuts. It's actually nuts. I don't know why it's happening now. When I wasn't this inspired, when I was actually DJing and like getting to travel around the world and stuff like that. I don't know if it's maybe just because I've got more time. But like, yeah, man, I've got plenty of new stuff sitting there. And yeah, I've got a new release coming out on the 8th of March. But I can't say what it is yet. Well, I will, this week I will at some point post on my socials about it. So
any clues? What style of music?
Well, it's on that producer mix. Yeah, it's kind of like it's a new original track. It's a collaboration with he's actually an EDM producer from England. He's a really nice guy. He approached me about doing a collab. He's really well known in the kind of EDM world, and our 2 styles just work really well together. And that's going to be coming out on the 8th, as I said, and it's going to be on Damaged. But that's all I'm going to say.
That's good. A couple of clues.
That's enough.
All right, cool. So, what are your thoughts on the scene post-COVID lockdown? I personally think the UK is going to explode after this, as everyone has been so suppressed for long. We have mentioned this before in the podcast. What do you think?
I agree with that, man. I agree with that 100%. I think when it comes back, everyone is going to be absolutely choking for a big, dirty, horrible rave, and people are going to flock out to events. I just hope that all the kind of like the events survive. You know, like the kind of smaller ones that haven't really been getting like government funding and stuff like that. I just hope everything and all the clubs as well. So yeah, man, I think it's going to be, in the long run, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good for the scene. Obviously, the time feels crap, because we're not getting to DJ and we're not going to do anything. But yeah, man, I definitely think it's going to be a lot stronger when it comes back. 100%.
Yeah, I agree. And like, you know, we have mentioned here before, I think it could be a positive thing, because, you know, there's no doubt if you kind of look at the dance music scenes over the last, you know, decade, even longer, you know, there has been like up until just before sort of COVID, there was like that sort of, it was just a very slow decline. Clubs were getting quieter. And, you know, I'm sure there's a bunch of reasons for that, but I really do think this could be just what we need. And like, people are going to be so hungry for wanting to go back out.
Definitely.
You know, all of a sudden people really appreciate what it is to go out and mingle and be around people. And
I know we took it for granted. I think we took it for granted. Definitely. I definitely did anyway, that's for sure. Not just from a DJ point of view, from actually like clubbing as well.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. I mean, you know, we were turning up at venues and we were like, shit, you know, look at the effort that's gone into this event. Look at the design work. Look at the lineup. Look at the setup, the sound. Yeah. And we're like, you know, the amount of people turning up at this event is not doing justice to the hard work that's gone into it.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I do think, you know, like you said, I think people will go, shit, why weren't we appreciating this?
People don't know what they've got until it's gone, do they?
Exactly, man. Exactly. Fuck, man. That's one of the biggest life lessons I've ever learned, man. Jesus Christ. But like, yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a good thing for the scene going forward.
Yeah,
we just need to try and like make it to that point.
Yeah,
isn't it?
and let's hope it's not too long, because
I know.
I just get.
I can't believe it's almost been a year. Like, it's almost been a year. I done my last gig on the 13th of March.
Yeah.
Last year. Yeah. Nuts, man. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and I you know, I kind of don't want to be negative, but I can't at the moment. I'm still looking to see that light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, a bit skeptical. I know. And do you know what the thing is though? Like, you can't always be positive about things, especially in this situation. Like, a lot of people probably think I'm always positive in that, but I have my good and bad days like everyone else. And sometimes it is really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, I think, with all this stuff. But I think probably just thinking about it positively is definitely the best way to go.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, no, without a doubt. I mean, you know, all we can do is sort of hope. I know personally, there's a bunch of like promoters I've spoken to, and they're literally ready to pounce on it. They're just waiting for that little kind of go ahead.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, definitely. We do need that. Mr. Shocker, can you turn your mic?
I thought that was just on this. I thought it was just at my end. It was quieter, but no.
Yeah.
And that's out of the three of us.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be me, like.
he's the MC, isn't he?
So I have turned it up. Does that sound better now?
That's better, mate. It sounds better to me, man.
That's cool. You should be better at projecting your voice than
I should be. Yeah. I'm using my studio mic size than that. So this is why it's maybe not what it usually is, but it's okay. It's good. Let me know if it's still quiet. I'll turn it up louder.
They sound good to me now.
I mean, I think you're louder than the both of us now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did you enjoy the virtual Logic Fest in September?
I loved it, man. I absolutely loved it. It was such a mad little weekend. Like, the Logic guys really looked after me, and I can't wait to work with those guys in the future again. Like, they were really, really, really nice guys.
Yeah, that was the first time we got to cross paths as well.
I know, mate. I know. I remember you messaging me after, man. It was a good. I'm not gonna lie, I was steaming, man. But it was a good wee day. Yeah. I forgot that's how this came together, wasn't it? Because definitely, mate. Definitely, that's how it's materialised. I'm really looking forward to coming down and playing in South Wales. Honestly, I see my social media whenever I post anything. There's just always loads of interaction from people from South Wales, and people are just buzzing for me to come down and play. Like, I've still never played in a club in Wales, which is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I'm sure. Once it all kicks back off, I'm sure you'll be down here regularly. So
I think I'm going to bet you guys will be seeing a lot of me, man, in the future, like when the club's open.
Definitely. Yo, Toby, how's it going? Yeah, glad to be here. Yeah. The dreaded Barney question.
Ionic. I remember that as well.
Yeah, it often rears its head. Yeah, mate. I mean, you know, it would be amazing, but I personally don't think it's going to happen. But you know, not to see we couldn't see a similar event. But yeah, I guess we'll see. It would be good. It would be good, mate. It would be good. All right.
Oh man, that's a good one. That, hold on, let me think about it.
Yeah, go on.
You've got to really image it in your head, haven't you?
Mate, I'm actually fucking looking at myself I'm looking at my hands in the camera and imagining it, man. Salad fingers here. It would have to be penises for fingers. I mean, you could do some damage with those things. Do a bit of multitasking, if you know what I mean.
That's actually his own question. I'm looking forward to it.
I've seen a few questions like that before, man. Good ones.
Hey, Siren, how's it going? Will you still play the Cardiff gig when we're allowed? What Cardiff gig is that?
I think it might be the Tremor gig that keeps getting postponed.
Yes.
The one in Cardiff. I think that's what she might be talking about.
Yeah, like as well. They are. Sam's great.
Yeah,
definitely, man.
Have you played for the Tremor guys yet?
No.
Oh, mate, like
I've never actually played a club show in Wales. The only time I've actually played in a club was in Logic, but it was for the live stream, obviously.
Tremor was epic. The first one we did, it was like the middle of nowhere. It was like a little rugby club, absolutely in the middle of nowhere. And we weren't expecting a great deal from it. And honestly, we walked in the rugby club, opened the door, and it was just hundreds of people just literally bouncing around the room, like, you know, bouncing off the ceiling, all fueled up, fired up, ready to go. It was just, you know, I miss
that feeling, man. I miss that feeling walking into a place and it's just, it's just buzzing. Atmosphere 90. Great, man.
Same here. So, yeah, Natty T, welcome to Sean's Crazy. Well, I'm looking forward to this new question. That was the last one. So. Yeah, I think that's how loads of people are going to feel. They'll never miss an event again, which is good because, I think people did get complacent. And I think, people were not making the effort maybe they once would. And it was weird. Like we were putting out, we were like helping promote events we were involved in. And we were like, wow, why aren't more people hyped up about this? And if only those people knew then what they knew now. I mean, those events would have been I bet you could double the capacity of every event that we did put, pre-lockdown if they knew what was coming. It's just, it's mad.
Oh, they'd sell out. Everyone would sell out, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like I can actually remember like moaning that I was tired because I was doing so much traveling and DJing and stuff like that. And see, when I think back about that, I'm just like,
how dare you?
I know, how dare I? It's so insulting, man.
Yeah. Yes, no, it's interesting to like be able to view it through this totally different perspective.
It's good though, man. I definitely think it's good for going forward. Like as I said previously, I think we'll appreciate everything so much more, man. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I completely agree. And like you said, I think trying to like come at it from like a positive angle. It's been really interesting to watch people adapt and see the people who have adapted and maybe the ones who haven't. Some people have gone a little bit quiet, and then other people have just gone, screw this, I'm picking this up and I'm running with it. And
100%.
Like I've seen, like the one thing I've noticed since the start of lockdown is I've never seen so many new people come onto the scene, whether it's DJs doing live streams or new producers just like bashing out content all the time, and it's awesome to see. I'm absolutely.
I think it's definitely opened up the gates for a lot of kind of newer guys as well, because people are paying a lot more attention to streams and productions now, because like it's not just constant shows and it's not just all the same big DJs. I think that's going to be another thing, like what you were saying about guys going quiet. Like, are we just going to go back to the way it was before, but it's all just the same big DJs headline all the events? Or is it going to be a bit fresher? Like, because I think they're going to sell just as well, regardless.
Yeah, so, I hadn't even thought of that. That's a really good point, because there's a few people right now doing live streams who literally before COVID I had never heard of them before, and they're getting like, some of their live streams are getting like 20,000 views. So that's a really good point, because I bet you any money these people are going to be on lineups when this is all done and dusted. So yeah, I hadn't thought of that. That's a really, really interesting way of thinking about it.
A lot of time to think about things, man.
Definitely. So our friend Toby, he's was he manager, or he runs a venue in West Wales, and that venue was like, finger on the pulse. They were doing some like really epic stuff, doing a lot of commercial stuff as well. And
I mean, resident there, wasn't he? Music policy wise, he was the main DJ there, running everything.
Oh yeah, he was. I mean, he was DJing, running it, all sorts. But
everything.
Hopefully this is what the scene and industry needs, a good reboot. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I just hope that the venues that we've all been involved with, and I know the venue you're kind of involved in, I just hope they can kind of just keep hanging on, and because that's
what it feels like sometimes, doesn't it? It just feels like we're all just kind of hanging on, just like a thread here, just waiting for it to come back.
But I think, for people like us, it's a little bit easier to hang on. But then, when you're a venue and you've got all the overheads, it's hanging on is not, it's not quite as simple. And, there's a big cost to come with that.
Yeah, very true. It's different when it's financial. I think from like a DJ point of view or an artist point of view, it really, at the moment, it's all about staying relevant, man. And staying relevant is all about your social media, I would say. So,
definitely.
And the overhead for Instagram account.
Yeah. And I think that's another good thing as well. Seeing venues like for example, like the Logic, they did the Logic Fest, live stream, and I think again the venues that kind of jump on that, and rather than just waiting for something to happen, the venues that are more proactive and they try and keep themselves online, I think they're going to be the ones who
keep the buzz going, definitely.
Yeah, definitely, because the venues that do that, they're keeping their crowd there. So as soon as they start back up, or they've got all those people to come back to their events. So
definitely, and see the amount of people that have messaged me just about like like the live sets I've done and like the music and like how it's helped them through all this, that stuff. That's really important too. It's not just about like obviously trying to stay relevant. It's about keeping people going with music, because music helps me through a lot of things. I'm sure you guys are the exact same.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've seen some comments sort of to that effect that, you know, like I've seen a lot of people comment saying that if it wasn't for the live streams and stuff, they don't know how they would kind of cope through everything. So yeah, that's...
I saw Fallon post something yesterday, and his post was about just how music makes him feel good. So if he's ever in a bad mood, he just puts some UK hardcore on, and that's it. He's in a happy mood, you know.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Music is the best. It's the best thing for it. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. What's Joey saying? The UK seems to be getting hit hard because the outbreak here in the USA is crazy, but not that crazy. All right, okay. I would have thought you'd have had it just as bad over there. Aoki had a big rave in Tampa the night before the Super Bowl. Wow.
I've seen a few big raves happening. Like, I've seen a few big things happening.
I think the UK have really been hit hard. You know, out of everywhere in the world.
You wouldn't think it, because it's such a small island.
Yeah, no, it's mad.
Yeah, definitely. I actually watched an interesting video earlier, and they were comparing, I think it was the UK and Sweden, and they took the four capital cities of the UK and the 4 capital cities of Sweden, which coincidentally had very similar populations. And they were saying Sweden is one of the only countries in the world that didn't impose the lockdown or anything like that. And the masks weren't mandatory. You know, if you wanted to wear them, you could, but you didn't have to. And the numbers were like, you know, the illnesses and the numbers were a lot greater in the UK than they were in Sweden, and Sweden got off lightly, and they didn't even impose anything. So, you know, again, I'm not kind of sure what conclusion to take from that, but it's just interesting. And,
you just don't know what to think anymore, man. That's why I try and not delve too much into the numbers on it all. Do you know what I mean? Like, the way I see it, like Australia and stuff are kind of getting back to normal. I've seen Will Sparks doing a lot of big shows out there, and I mean, it just looks like the way things were before COVID, which is nuts. So like, an island this small, like, I think things should be very different here, but who knows? Yeah. Hopefully we're okay by summer. That's all I'm hoping for, man.
Yeah. Well, if you had to kind of predict, would you like to say when you think things will kind of go back to?
I know when I hope things will come back, but I don't know when. I don't want, like, you can't even say it nowadays. You can't even post something like pure, like, do you know what I mean? Because people are just negative. Everybody's kind of in a negative mindset about it, because it has just been one upset after another. Do you know, people are starting to kind of maybe lose hope a little bit as to when it's going to come back. But I do think, like, this vaccine and stuff getting rolled out, without getting too in depth about it, like, I definitely think hopefully by summer, maybe. Don't know. I don't know, man. Who knows? Like.
Yeah, I have noticed that it is like, I've stopped commenting on it a lot because
same, man. Same.
It's opening a can of worms, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah,
I have seen the likes of, you know, Ravers Reunited. They've announced like socially distanced events going forward. So Ravers United, Clubland, they're planning stuff for the summer where Kidstock was as one of the venues. And there's a couple of other venues they got. But they're planning socially distanced stuff going forward for the summer. So even if it's not, you know, full on shoulder to shoulder events, it looks like things will, you know, should be happening in the summer. So
see the thing is, man, see that deal like that is, like, to me, that's a step in the right direction at least. Do you know what I mean? So like, I've seen a lot of people maybe complaining about the social distance events, but see if that's all that we can do, then sign me up, man. I'll do it, no problem. Like,
it's that or nothing, isn't it? You know, the kid stock that we done last year was brilliant. It was really good fun, you know.
That was really cool. I quite liked, you know, I know it's not going ahead at the moment, but the Gistival event, you know, GIS, and you know, their idea was to kind of plan for a like a social distancing event, but if everything gets lifted, then they can kind of tweak the event to make it work normally. And I kind of like that idea. And I mean, that just goes to show you how dedicated promoters are, because for literally just doing everything they can to try and make things work is just fantastic.
Definitely.
And I know that's not going ahead, but I also know, you know, or you know, I've seen him post saying that he's still working on trying to find, you know, something he can do that'll work, which is great. I love seeing people that kind of dedicated.
Definitely. I think a few people were maybe a little bit skeptical about it because like Glastonbury and stuff's been cancelled, but what a lot of people don't really like, Glastonbury's huge.
How can you social distance Glastonbury?
I know, but I think a lot of people have just kind of accepted that maybe stuff's not going to happen this year, but I think it will, man. Like I believe it will. I believe at least some level of normality, maybe social distancing, as you said.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? Like in a way, I'd be quite happy for the small events to come back before the big ones, because I think that's really going to be good for the smaller promoters, the the small events. And I think just before all this, that's what was really lacking. You had like the Ravers reunited. You had Adrenaline Stompers and the people who were pulling in quite a few hundred people, but we were really missing those small little intimate gigs. And
sometimes those are the best, man. Honestly, like from personal experience.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely. All right. So, do you have any collabs coming up, and who would you like to collab with in the future?
That's a good question. Well, I'm going to be doing another collaboration with Renegade System. Obviously, he's one of my good mates. I'm going to be doing a collaboration with Billy Gillish, who's another really well-known trance DJ. I'm going to do a collab with MKN, who's one of your boys. And Mike Steventon as well, because I've been a fan of his stuff for years, man. I've always liked the sounds he's put out, because I used to be a really big fan of like Kid Chaos and all that kind of stuff around that era. And obviously Mike Steventon was a big part of that. I'm going to do a collab with him as well. There's a few other guys I would like to collab with. I'd like to do a collab with Ben Nicky, definitely. Who else? Scott Project, obviously. I don't know why I didn't think of that one first. Scott Project is, and we have spoke about it before, man. Because me and Frank, I've not spoken to him in a while, obviously, because we've not been DJing and stuff, but we did agree that we were going to do a collab at one point, but it's just never really came to fruition. I'd obviously, Sam Jones as well, he's another guy. Yeah. He's a good Welsh boy, and production-wise, he's absolutely... See, to be honest, I want to do loads of collabs. I could probably sit here and name off about 15 guys we can do tracks with. Will Atkinson as well. Do a track with Will Atkinson, that would be good, man. Yeah,
definitely. Well, I guess, if we don't get our kind of wish come true and the clubs to start back sooner, make the most of the time. And
plenty of time.
Exactly. So, definitely. Hands up if you need a rave, Hands up.
As well.
Miss the atmosphere, miss seeing all the family under one roof. I'm not bothered with going abroad again and missing nuclear raves. Miss you guys all. Hope you're well, Tori. I think that was another thing as well. That just before all of this, like a lot of my UK friends were kind of ditching the UK events just to disappear abroad. And I get it. Like you get the massive production when you go abroad and stuff. But the problem is, when people don't support the small UK events, they got no way to invest back into those events to make them grow. And even the big Dutch events, they started small. You look back to photos and flyers of all the old Dutch events, and they all started small.
Tomorrowland, was it 10 years ago? Was just kind of like this one stage.
Crazy. So I think people it's kind of catch-22, because people want the UK promoters to put on these spectacular events and then they'll go, but the promoters need them to attend so they can afford to put on the spectacular events. So
it's been an ongoing struggle in the UK club scene for a long time, I would say. Like, it's definitely been I don't know, what was the kind of South Wales scene like before, like kind of pre-COVID?
It definitely wasn't what it was, going back 4 or 5 years ago. It really took a hit, and it was slow. It was a really kind of slow sort of decline. So, I think the newer people going out probably, they wouldn't have kind of realized. But the people who were going out 5-6 years ago would have gone, shit, this is. It's definitely changed, but hopefully, trying to take a positive from all this. Hopefully, we'll get that back. So,
I think so, man. Definitely, I think so.
Definitely. Excuse me.
COVID. I'm not going to cough, man. I'm fucking track trace on the phone.
Nice to see some people got hairdressers. I know it's.
Always not talking about me.
This is a home haircut, grade 8 on the top, and then just grade 4, 2, and then 1 going down. So it's all been done at home.
In my defence, my flatmate can actually cut hair, so
that's good.
That's my excuse. I'm not going to a barber. We've got to have a haircut, man. That's like one of the most essential things in life. I don't know how bad that sounds, but it's true.
No.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you look back over these live streams, I did quite a few of them with a baseball cap on, trying to hide what was going on.
Oh, the struggle is real, man. Jesus.
Yeah, there we go. Just a couple of minutes after adrenaline stompers, Mr. Freeman. Yeah, nice for you to join us, mate. Cool. What we got? GK course. All right, guys, we'll keep those questions coming in anyway. Because Sean, where's your new question? We haven't had your new question yet.
It is coming.
Let's get through it.
Comments.
All right, guys.
Yes.
Chris. All right, cool. This is it. This is a really good question. This is Joey, our mate from USA. Yeah, what do you think of that up tempo?
Just hold on a second. I Google what up tempo is.
I was just going to say,
like, I'll be honest, like my stuff kind of ends at hardstyle. I don't really, I'm not saying I don't like hardcore and stuff like that. I'm assuming up tempo's hardcore, is it?
It's a branch of hardcore.
I mean, I'm with you. Like a year ago, I just thought up tempo meant, fast tempo. No,
I'm going to have to like look into that because I don't think I've ever heard of it, to be honest. See, the thing is with me, like I only really get tracks that I would play in my set, if you know what I mean. Like, so I wouldn't really, I don't know, it's not really something I would listen to.
Is it like, I think it's every 16 beats, it's like a different kick and bass every sort of 16.
I like the idea of that, man. It's quite, I like stuff like that. I've been doing that a lot in my own tracks. Like I've been like the drops, I've been having completely different kicks and basses for the rest of the tracks. Like I've got some tracks where it's like 3 different kicks and basses. And see, for like my style of music, like in trance, it's relatively unheard of, man. But that's something that's something I've actually took from like some raw hardstyle producers, like guys like Rebellion. They're also from Scotland.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of those guys, man. Big fan of those guys.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, up tempo has definitely grown on me because I think it was that time we were out on Hard Island. And,
definitely, yes.
In a big festival atmosphere, hearing it coming through an amazing sound system, I was just loving it. So
you guys will need to send me some stuff so I can actually hear it, and I can answer that question a bit better next time if it ever comes up.
Definitely. All right, cool. I think we've reached Sean's new question for 2021.
Oh man, that's even worse because there's not even any fucking good use coming out of this.
Size of nipples. Or nipples the size of ears. Oh, that's weird.
To be honest, like for the size of my head, my ears are quite small anyway, so I'll probably take the first one. I'll take the ear size of nipples.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, can you still hear that question? Is just there's a lot more to that question. Can you still actually hear out these nipple ears? Well, you know what I mean?
That's bizarre. What would you go for,
lactating and shit.
yeah, that was I was just about to comment on that.
What would your choice be, Ian? What would you go for?
The question was for our guest.
There's no right answer to that, man. There's no right answer to that question anyway. So don't think rave want to say what's rave losers feel for rave for. Saying that though, this year we've had like
sitting down.
What's that?
You're not sitting down. Oh my God.
We've had the car park rave, but what about the rave in the car and things like that this year we've had?
What's happening, sorry?
Yeah, just giving you got feedback, I think.
I know. I didn't really grasp that question. But did he just mean? Is he just talking about the streams maybe not having the same kind of like effect because there's no one there? Is that what that question means? Like,
oh, yeah. I thought it was. Are they talking about the socially distanced events? I was thinking.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. For anyone who hasn't been to a socially distanced event, you're not sitting down. You've got a table, and you can stand around your table in your little area, and you can dance like hell. So yeah, if you've never been to a social distance rave, don't think you're gonna sit down and do it. You can dance like you want.
Yeah, it's not like there's anything better happening. Do you know what I mean? Like beggars can't be choosers at the end of the day, man. If that's what's happening, then that's what's happening.
Yeah, the one we did, I was really impressed with. It was so much better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it was really good. Mr. Nutty T. I think all artists have literally had to pull things out the bag.
100%. Hustle, the hustle is real.
Yeah, definitely. You know, so many people have been doing like, you know, tutorials, releasing sample packs, you know, putting out
making films. He's done, isn't he? He thought, fuck this, I'm going to make a film, and he made a film, and it's been on Amazon Prime.
Oh, actually, I've seen that, man. Congratulations, mate. That's great stuff.
Yeah, great stuff. I haven't got Amazon Prime, so I still haven't seen it. But you've seen it, haven't you, Dale?
Yeah, it was a great little film. Yeah, on you know, sort of racial tensions and stuff. It was really well done.
Yeah, the trailer was great. Was great. Yeah, and you still need to watch that. So
yeah, me too, man. I'll definitely need to check that out. Like,
yeah, well done, James. That's amazing.
You're not escaped it.
I don't know. I mean, it's so like you said, so many other questions kind of spring to mind. It's not a simple question.
Don't worry, mate. It's not actually going to happen. Like, you don't.
That's a good point as well.
You're not going to wake up with like nipples in your ears.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't fancy the ideas of ears on my nipples. I mean, my t-shirts would just look stupid, wouldn't they? So I think I'm going to pick the same answer.
I'm fucking get so many mental images happening at the moment, man.
Yeah. What about you, Dale?
No, you can hide your nipples, can't you? You can't hide your ears. They're like.
Man, if you wear a t-shirt, mate, you're going to see these cannons.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's me worrying about my t-shirt looking stupid. I think everyone will be looking at my head going, what the hell is going on there?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Like talking to your chest, trying to say something. Like,
yeah, I just have an answer for that. So, right. HDUK is doing this. Yeah,
Eddie T.
Ed, switch all right, guys, cool. Let's play through some of these. What do we got? Mike Steventon is amazing. Look forward to hearing what you come up with. Yeah, he was. Mike was always one of our favorite DJs when we used to play down south a lot. He was resident for C103. Was it C103?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he always.
He's so underrated. Like, he's so underrated. It's unbelievable. The guy's class. But hopefully, kind of makes a little bit of a comeback with all this stuff that's happening that we said. Like,
definitely, it's been great to see him putting out some hardstyle recently, because I know
it's been great as well. I've supported all the tracks he's put out, man. They've always been like a mainstay in the sets I've been doing recently. It's just such a good sound, I think. Yeah,
definitely. I'd be interested in the Mike Steventon collab. Oh, there we go, Nutty T and Mike Steventon. That sounds really cool. Yeah, Mike Steventon, if you're listening, then yeah, make that happen. I'd love to hear that as well. That would be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, we were chatting about the HDUK New Year's Eve, about bringing exclusives. You could just looking over. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Do you know what? I'm super excited to. You know, there's going to be so many more options for DJ sets, new like collaborations and stuff when we come back. You know, new DJs who are live streaming. It's going to be exciting times when the events come back. Definitely.
I think so. Yeah.
Really exciting. Over the last 5-10 years, I feel like the scene in Wales was dying. Hopefully, all this causes a yeah. You know, I think dying is a strong word, but
I think there is. I would definitely say there's. I've seen some events like guys have been playing like Ben Nicky and stuff like that, and they're always like sold out.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good point. I mean, perspective is everything, and it kind of depends on the events you're sort of going to. You know, there's definitely been some events that are taking a big hit, but there's definitely been some events that are still being kind of pulling it out the bag and, you know, being relentless even when things have been difficult. So, yeah, I kind of know what you mean, though. It was for me, I was just seeing it like a very, very slow kind of decline.
It has been. I mean, 10 years ago, we probably had, you know, we had gigs every weekend and probably, you know, 2 or 3 a weekend, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, then the numbers slowly but surely started declining. And you're right, Ian. It didn't happen overnight.
Yeah,
it was a real gradual thing. Yeah, real gradual thing.
I think that just happens in time, though. Like things just like nothing kind of lasts forever. Things have peaks and troughs. I think it was the same thing kind of happened in the Glasgow club scene. But the last gig I done in Glasgow was the 2nd of February last year, and it It was sold out. It was unbelievable. It was like over 4 different rooms, completely sold out. SWG3, that's the best club we have in the city, and it was unbelievable, man. It was like the old times.
Pre-COVID, I was going to Glasgow 4 or 5 times a year for Infectious. And,
Infectious, Al Twisted.
Infectious events are just fantastic. And every time I was up there, I would see posters everywhere for every weekend with something going on, whether it was in the Classic Grand or whether it was in the O2. The scene up there is it's just so vibrant. It's incredible. Brilliant. Yeah.
I tell you one thing I would love to see, and I don't know if we'll get it, but I would just love to see hard dance pushing its way back onto like Radio 1, and I think that, and I think maybe people like Darren Styles, Ben Nicky are probably the people.
Oh yeah, they're the boys, man. They're the 2 top dogs, like Ben and Darren.
I think they're the ones who are more likely to make that happen. But I think because we're outside of the mainstream kind of thing. Your Joe Public, they're not quite so clued up about it.
Definitely.
I think that's what we need. We need like a little bit of a commercial kind of, support.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah. So, Lee Shocker got rid of that guy. If you missed,
was that you have a wee porno tash?
It was a proper. If anyone wants to describe it. Free, but it was crazy. I personally think club events have been hit the hardest. Yeah, I agree there. With COVID, a lot more clubs will have closed, etc. Remaining clubs need to be supported to the max, and a lot more open. Oh shit! Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's a really good point. The open events, because obviously they're going to have slightly different restrictions to the more closed event. I hadn't thought of that. That could really be great for things like, the first event that springs to mind is Adrenaline Stomp as well. Jungle. That's like semi-outdoor, and something like that would be perfect. So yeah, I didn't think of that. That's
that whole comment there from JP, it reminds me of Chris and Adrenaline Stompers. You think what he's done very recently, raising money for his own club? Well, not his club, but the club that he did events in. Yeah. So he sort of, reached out to the ravers to try and get some money raised so the club can survive. And the open air thing is something they could definitely do next year. So that's good.
Yeah, definitely. Don't know that comment. What's that comment meant to be? Headphones on your ears.
All right, if you got used to nipples.
Took me a second to click on there what he meant as well, man. A couple of cans.
Yeah, they have to be big headphones though, with a longer kind of. Yeah, I don't know. That was yeah. Okay. We need more live streams, David.
Oh, I can't say anything yet, man. But there's a really, really, really good one happening very soon. Very soon, and it's full scale club production, man. But I can't say anything more yet. Very soon.
Yeah, sounds glitching for me. Is it still glitching? I think it's okay now because I noticed myself. But
I think it's. I've not heard any glitching, man.
Hopefully, I did for a couple of minutes. Hopefully, it's okay though now. All right, cool. Toby Ellis, what about Barnick and Eddie's? Yeah, Toby, let us know if you want some hard dance back in Eddie's once things get back to normal. How's Eddie's coping as well? It'd be interesting to know how they kind of, how they're coping if they're hanging in there. I've gone past the point now of even wanting to drop absolute filth in the club. Just want to be. What
I said, I just want to be balls deep in like-minded people. But I'm saying that. Me too, man.
That can be taken a few ways, but I know what you mean. I really missed this from just from a going out point of view, not necessarily. Not necessarily a DJ point of view. And that's one thing I've always tried to do when I've had quiet weekends, when I haven't had gigs. If there's for example, when there's been an event in Swansea or something like that, I'm always happy to jump in the car and go check it out for a couple of hours. And I've really missed
support, mate. It goes a long way. I think supporting other guys in the scene just goes a long way. I wish everyone had that mentality.
Yeah, 100%. I've always said when people say, "How can I get gigs?" and I'm like, the fastest way is just go to these events. Don't sit at home. sending people links in the inbox. Here, here's my set.
Yeah, not even saying hi, just sending a link. Not even hi. Just like,
what's that about?
Yeah, definitely. Would you rather Wales or Scotland?
I don't know how to answer that one. What do you mean with that, Wales or Scotland? Like, in what sense? Like, do you know what I mean? That's another broad question. In terms of, like, I haven't DJed in Wales, so I can't really comment in the crowd. But see the Glasgow crowd. It's one of the best I've ever played in the world, and that's the world, man. Not just like the UK, just the atmosphere. But I've got high hopes for Wales. I've got high hopes. I think the first time I play there is going to be unreal. I can't wait for it, man.
I agree. It
should have happened it should have happened a long time ago, man. But obviously, you know what I mean. What can we do?
Definitely. Let's postpone that question to next time then.
Yeah, next time, man. Next time I got you.
Brilliant. Shocker, looks like a question for you. If you could MC for a DJ collab with it, what would it
be? Ooh. Well, to MC, I've yeah. I've probably hosted for a lot of the big guys that I would want to do. So I've already kind of done that. But collabing, I think, you know, if I'm dreaming big, it's got to be TNT.
I mean, I knew you were going to say that, man.
Yeah,
they are the boys, man. They are the fucking boys.
I think those two guys for me are probably the best. And to do, you know, lay down vocals to go in one of their tunes would, oh my god, that would be just incredible.
They're really late. They're bringing that old sound back, man, but with like new production technique. It's so fresh.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, yeah. And there's a couple that we've had on the podcast, to be honest. It's reverse bass, or, you know, sort of traditional sounding reverse bass, but it's, you know, really, really, really top quality production. So yeah, that kind of stuff I love.
I think for me, the one thing I love about TNT, you know, which is why I like them so much, is the scene has changed a lot, and it's like, you know, it's gone raw, then it's, you know, it's gone to the more tacky stuff, and it's kind of, you know, twisted and turned, and the whole time it's changed. They've really stuck to their guns and just done what they do.
Definitely.
That's a bit of a risk, especially like for the Dutch scene, because they could find themselves, you know, dropped from gigs and stuff, but they've done it and it's worked for them, and it's that's been really cool. Definitely. All right, cool. We're coming to the end now. So what do we got here? Would you rather a tambourine or a triangle?
But me? Oh. I'm actually great in the old triangle, by the way. So triangle, 100%.
Triangle. What were you doing?
I think a tambourine, just so I can.
The whole Liam Gallagher vibe going on.
Yeah,
get in that groove, like
I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe tambourine for me. Only just I don't know. That's a weird. That's yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. Cool. See you later, Mr. Ayres. Good night.
Thanks for locking in.
Cool. TNT has started. No, definitely. But it's faster, but still their style, which has been really cool.
Definitely.
Cool. Any chance of a preview of some of your projects you've been working on?
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, since you started your workspace. Oh, I see. Cheeky. Nice. Go on, Arnie. I love that.
Just need to open up record box. Hold on. Just hold on a second. I'll let you hear that one tiny bit, right? And that's it. That's all you're getting. Just because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah,
so this is a new track I just finished. I don't know how it's going to sound coming through the speakers here, but guys, hear that all right? Just wait for the drop. A wee bit of that. That's all you're getting.
Brilliant.
Wow. What are you kidding here first, guys?
I didn't agree we were going to get a preview. That was really cool.
Ah, mate, fuck it, man. So good.
All right, brilliant. Okay, so we're out of questions, but we've just got some quick fire questions we're going to fly through.
Okay,
just to wrap things up. Oh, just one done. All right, cool. So I'll start. So, favorite country to visit?
Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I that's up there.
Just because of my personal connection, I've got loads of friends over there who are actually like close friends. Do you know what I mean?
That's high up my list, definitely. Go on, Dale.
Favorite venue?
Of all time, like.
Yeah.
It has to be the Archies, man. It has to be the Archies in Glasgow. Like, has to be the Archies because that's basically where I learned my trade, man.
Yeah, good shout. Okay, best crowd you played to, which I guess that might be same as the venue, isn't it?
It's like between it's Glasgow, Buenos Aires, Melbourne, and Belfast. That's the best I can do. I can't answer because all of them have been so good. And Kuala Lumpur as well in Malaysia. That was next level, man.
Yeah,
that's my 5 favorites. So I'll take 5, right? I'll take 5.
Awesome stuff. Favorite producer?
Right now, currently Sam Jones.
Okay, cool. Favorite DJ?
Favorite DJ? Don't even know. I can't think off the top of my head. It's been that long since I've really listened to any other sets.
Okay, cool. All right, pass. We'll give you
Charlie. What's that?
Best up and comer.
Best up and comer. Oh, Renegade System, man, 100%. 100%. Him and Billy Gillish, those are two guys that are kind of coming up in the trance scene. But Renegade System's a little bit of a harder edge. He's a bit more hard trance. Those guys definitely big future, man. Really big future.
Hard trance, definitely. Okay, favorite superhero and why?
Favorite superhero? Oh, I don't really know, man. Probably Superman, just because he's invincible. That'd be the best thing. That'd be the best thing to happen. They can fly as well, man. Imagine just being able to fly. You just fucking go down to Wales, man. Fly down to Wales for a laugh. It'd be great, man. Fuck it, fly to Brazil.
Who do you admire the most, non-music wise?
Non-music wise, that's another question I definitely wasn't expecting, man. Because it's just my life is just all about music. Pass that one, man.
Cool. Okay. Favorite summer activity?
Summer activity?
Yeah.
Raving. All I really done during the summer was exercise. Like that is literally all my life was exercise. But I love that, so that's fine. I like running and stuff like that. And it's definitely something that's a bit easier when it's warmer outside.
Cool.
Name one thing on your bucket list.
Playing in Wales.
Yeah. Okay. If you could be an animal, which would you be and why?
Fuck. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Probably a kangaroo, just because I don't know. There's just something class about them. They're so fast and they can fight as well. They're quite hardy. They're quite hardy animals, man.
And you've got a handy pocket for everything, haven't you?
Exactly. You can keep my stuff in there. My contraband.
Yeah.
Favorite ice cream flavor? Kinder. I know. Is that even a flavour? Kinder Bueno.
It is.
That's all I would get. Kinder Bueno ice cream.
All right. Favorite cartoon character and why?
Favorite cartoon character? Randy Marsh for South Park, just because he's an absolute legend.
Yeah,
he's an absolute legend. It doesn't even need explaining. Or Rick from Rick and Morty. That's another one. He's just. I don't know if you guys watch that show, but
yeah. Good.
Favorite hobby outside of music?
Exercise. Like, I'm a big fan of watching movies and stuff like that and getting on it. Smoking weed.
Yeah, cool.
Is it get smoke weed a hobby?
Yeah, it can be a hobby. Of course it
can. What annoys you the most?
COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, not DJing. That's the thing that's annoying me the most in life. So that's the answer.
Perfect.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
A ginger cunt.
A ginger cunt.
We'll give you that. All right. Favorite takeaway food?
Oh, Italian, 100%. There's nothing even comes close to me than Italian.
Okay, cool.
Ian, go on. You asked this last one. I know it was one of your faves.
All right, final question.
This is going to leave me speechless, isn't it?
If a movie,
you like fingers for penises, or
if a movie of your life was made, what genre would it be, and who would play you?
Fuck, probably a bit of a horror story, and it'd be the guy who's the wee fella that plays Ron Weasley in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Maybe it would have to be some ginger man. Probably maybe Ed Sheeran if he decides to take up acting. You know what I mean? We'll see if he's available for the role.
Yeah.
or even Lewis Capaldi with like a ginger wig on, man. That might work.
All right, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, mate. Well, that's been awesome having you on. You got some fans of that track as well, which is great.
At 100 BPM, more frames per minute.
Yeah. All right, wicked. Well, it's been amazing to have you on. Been great to have you on the podcast. Great to have you on here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having us, man. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, guys, all that leaves for us to say is if you haven't checked the podcast episode out already, make sure you check it out. We'll put the link in the comments. Yeah, David, if there's anything you want to shout about, feel free to drop a link in the comments. If there's any tunes you want to point people in the direction of, feel free to let everyone know. Anything you want to end on? Anything you want to tell everyone before we go?
Just hope I see you guys soon. That's all I got to hope for. Like, just hope that we get back to a wee bit of normality and just everybody just hang in there, basically. Hang in there, man. We're coming to the end of this, hopefully. So hang in there. It'll be sweet. I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, right. Nice way to end, man.
Yeah, nice way to end for sure. All right, wicked. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thanks everyone who's joined us, guys. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Take care, guys.
Stay where you are, David. We'll have a chat now offline.
Yeah, no sweat, man.
Okay. See you later, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you later, guys.